What is up, guys? We are live, I think. Yes, we are definitely live.
Says
Yeah.
it's live.
Yeah. Welcome to a very cold January night in the UK. Has it been snowing where you are?
We had 2 minutes of hailstones last night, and that was it. And now it's been
Oh,
raining since.
we got a lot of snow last night and carried on till this morning. So, caused the usual chaos. The only country in the world that can't seem to deal with
A dusting.
yeah. Cheers, Dan. Yeah, good
Thank
to
you,
be
Dan.
back. Hopefully, make it more of a regular thing of it from now on.
The first
I'm not
of
sure.
52.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Dan will be able to relate to tonight's stream with it being the 100 greatest British sitcoms, but I'm sure there's a few there that are well known in the US.
That's it. Yeah, they remade a few of these, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I've remade a few, and we've remade some of theirs as well. I'm not entirely sure like how many of these are actually pure sitcoms. I mean,
Well,
I'm reading the top 100. If you go down to 101, the Ricky Gervais show, that is not a sitcom.
Was it even on telly?
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy today. I've seen a lot of Kentucky snowed in there, Dan. I have been following the slipcover wars, Dan. Don't ask, Gav. It doesn't affect VHS collectors. Yeah, I have
got
jumped
my
into the
VHS
comments.
collection for tonight, so there you go.
Yeah. So the 100 greatest sitcoms of all time, according to Ranker.com. I have to be careful how I say that. So voted for by users of the website. So you get a kind of more of a varied opinion, I suppose, than a typical, stuck-up website, which maybe looks down its nose upon certain comedies. Because I think some of the older comedies from like the 70s and the 80s are kind of like looked down upon by modern journalist types, like sip soy lattes in coffee shops in London, you know what I mean? Certainly, so I think, you get more of an idea of what the common man and woman.
Well, yes, the major
likes.
from Faulty Towers would give them a heart attack.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. that will still feature highly though, I'm sure.
I'm hoping so.
So let's just jump right into it. Are you sure you put it out on your community? I did see it, but nobody seems to have turned up yet. Yeah, I'm sure people will jump in given time.
It's usually a bit late.
Yeah, certainly.
I'm usually wrapping up.
Yeah, so we can just start having a look at some of the lower echelons. There's a few. I mean, I don't know the top 30 or 40s, but I did quickly zoom down to 100. I did see a couple of surprises, which I'm surprised aren't higher. I wonder the young ones will definitely be in there at some point.
Yes.
I'm assuming the young ones was shown in these states then, Dan. I don't know whether they ever showed Bottom, which was the follow-up with Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson, which I personally prefer far more than the young ones. I think I was too young to get the young ones. It was just a bit before my time. I mean, I was about 8 when that was on. And a lot of the humour didn't really... The sort of slapstick stuff landed, but some of the more political stuff didn't really just went over my head. Yeah. So starting off at number 100, we've got a Scouse sitcom, Bread. I never liked Bread. I know it's set in Liverpool.
What?
No, I never liked Bread because it was kind of like, I think people in Liverpool a lot of people like rolled their eyes at it. It was kind of a bit wrongly stereotypical of
too close to home.
Scouse has been layabouts and jobless.
How many live streams did you do last year?
Well, yeah, not many. Being a typical lazy Scouser. But plus half the cast, well, I think probably only like maybe 2 of the cast were actually from Liverpool.
I believe so. Yeah.
Most of the, I think Billy was from Liverpool. Jack certainly was. But the likes of Joey, the sort of like stuck-up one who went up, thought he was like wanted to be a writer or something. Aveline certainly wasn't. The mum wasn't.
So you're saying people in films and TV shows have to be that person and have to be from there to be in it.
I think what you notice is when they're set in the city you're from, you get onto the bad accents more. So it kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Same as if, if you were to film a a show in London, and you used a bunch of Northerners, and so we've got Franz in the chat. What's up, Franz?
Hey, Franz. Oh dear, he can.
If Gavin and Stacey's on this list, he can go fuck us up. If it is, yeah,
I'm glad it's going to be high up, I would think.
What's up, Ben? Yeah, In Between is definitely In Between is. I didn't know. Again, I didn't know Americans really knew the In Betweeners, but
you've been championing it.
Oh yeah, the US remake was an absolute disaster. That was terrible. Number 99 got Robin's Nest from the 70s. Is this 77 to 81? Don't remember.
I like Robin's Nest. I probably didn't understand a word that was happening, but
was it a sequel to another sitcom?
It was a spin-off of George and Mildred, or was it the other way around?
Yeah,
no, it wasn't a spin-off. No, that's the other one. Robin's Nest, I don't think was a spin-off.
Right. Okay.
So
it's just that what was his name in George and Mildred? I thought his name was Robin.
Maybe.
Was it not?
Unless this is the third spin-off. Because it was Three's Company was the American version, wasn't it?
Oh, they had In Betweeners on MTV. I like Bread as a kid. I'm embarrassed to admit that now.
I watched it. I don't know if I actually liked it.
But number 98, The Detectives. I never really liked this. Again, it's just like a 90s sitcom from 93.
I liked it. Robert Powell's parody.
Because this was a spin-off from the Jasper Carrot sketch show, wasn't it?
Yeah, Canned Carrot or whatever it was it?
Yeah.
Just a
Robert Powell. So I was see Robert Powell, but Jasper Carrot just disappeared off the face of the earth at the end of the 90s.
Well, he ended up doing game shows, didn't he? Like Golden Balls.
Yeah, but that failed when someone worked out how to beat it.
Plus, I couldn't work it out myself. So
yeah. Number 97, Ever Decreasing Circle should definitely be higher.
I watched that.
It was very safe. It was very sort of middle of the road, sort of like nice suburban. But I liked it. Richard Bryce is fantastic as well.
Yeah, isn't he?
Penelope Wilton, who's obviously now in Afterlife, Ricky Gervais, but she was quite hot in this as well. It's quite, you just look back to the 80s. I thought she was quite tasty, and when I watch Afterlife, I'm thinking, oh, she's an old woman now. It's just like,
well, that's 84, so that's 41 years ago now.
What's up, Jamie? Happy New Year to you. The UK Shameless, I need to dive in more. Oh, yeah, the UK Shameless was.
I haven't seen either, but I don't like those people.
Yeah, well, you probably wouldn't have much in common with them, would you, Dan? I keep calling you Dan because I keep seeing Dan's name in the chat. 96. We've got My Hero. Is this the one with the guy from Father Ted?
Oh, of course it was. Yes.
Yeah, ran for 6 series.
I know it's ridiculous. I think I left halfway through the first season.
I don't remember it. I remember it, but I don't remember it running for 6 years. Like, holy shit!
No.
You'll probably notice as well. A lot of these sitcoms are probably made in between the 70s and the 90s because the traditional sitcom kind of died a death in the 21st century.
Game shows, comedies.
95, a show you'll be unsurprised to know that I absolutely adore is Love Thy Neighbour.
Nope.
Holy shit! I mean,
I just love that neighbour.
If anybody's not seen there was an American version of Love Thy Neighbour, I think.
Yes.
It might have been called Love Thy Neighbour. I don't know.
I can't remember what it's called now.
I don't know whether it was quite as offensive as the UK version. I mean,
I think it was.
I shared this, some clips in the Twitter chat we had with Dan and a few other fellas, and yeah, it's this. I mean, the joke's on Eddie, who's the white guy.
Yes,
he's the fool. The next door neighbor's the black guy. Is the smart guy. He always one ups him. But obviously, some of the language they use in the 70s, it definitely wouldn't fly for a modern. That saying for a modern audience, it's definitely applicable to this.
Oh yes, they would.
Yeah, I mean, the woke mob would have a meltdown if this was ever aired on TV again.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Well, I still
hear the words, but
I still think it's still a funny show. You can't. It's funny. It's funny. Might be some offensive words in it, but you know what? It is what it is. It was the 1970s after all.
So, and then we get to the biggest one.
Never liked In Sickness and in Health. Never really my thing. This was the sequel to Till Death Us Do Part, wasn't it?
Yeah, because his wife died. So
yeah, but I think she was still alive in the early series of it.
I can't remember.
I think she died halfway through, but because it ran from 85 to 92. But I was never a fan of this. He was too much.
It's just too much for you.
Even for me, it was too much. The irony was that Warren Mitchell was Jewish. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, not my cup of tea whatsoever. France
yes.
says, anybody remember that sitcom with Myra Cial? But I don't remember that.
It was, yeah, I don't remember much about it. I remember one episode, and it was one of those. All in the Family. That's the one. Yes.
So that's the one. Yeah.
But yeah, it was very bad, very bland comedy.
Yeah. Was All in the Family offensive, or was it? Because All in the Family was an old. Was that like I think that was an 80s or 70s sitcom as well. So they probably were able to get away with a lot more than what you would now. What's up, Sean? Look who's finally came out of retirement. Yes.
No, he was in prison.
Yes, Hayden and Mike are back in the same week. They say things happen in threes, so I'm just wondering who else is going to make a comeback. Number 93, we've got the this is another one I didn't watch.
Same.
Green Wing. Is this like late 90s or 2004? So I'd stopped watching sitcoms by this point, I think, more or less.
Yeah, it's the
in-between dragged me back in, things like that. But All in the Family was insanely edgy for the time. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, Green Wing is. I can imagine Green Wing would be the sort of comedy that appeals to people who don't really like comedy. You know, the sort of people who go and watch a comedy show and they get offended by, you know, they need trigger warnings. That's just. I don't know. I could be wrong. 92. This should be a lot higher. Sorry, obviously from 81 to 88. Is it? I didn't know it went on that long.
No.
Timothy. So it went from 81 to 82 and then came back in 85 to 88. Yeah, it was quite a safe comedy, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember a damn thing about it.
No, never. There was no bad language particularly, but I still liked it. 91, Going Straight, which was the sequel to Porridge. I never watched this. I loved Porridge, but I never watched Going Straight. Kind of like lost its appeal when he's out of prison.
Yeah, definitely did.
I just realised watching this how many sitcoms were sequels to other sitcoms. There's been about 5 already, or spin-offs from something else, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is always going to be premiered in 1978. So I'm guessing this probably was released sometime not long after the movie, because the Porridge the movie was the last ever episode, which I've seen a million times. Love that. Number 90, we've got Drop the Dead Donkey. I did like this back in the 90s.
That's what I watched.
Very topical. It was always up to bang up. They filmed it a few days before.
Yeah, it was very clever how they did the week's news in it, but must have been a nightmare to make.
Yeah. Dan says I grew up in sitcoms but fell off in the 2000s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's because they all went safe themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Really horrible music.
Everyone's about slip covers. 89, Rob C. Nesbitt never. Yeah. Well, I mean, for starters, like I would have needed subtitles to understand what the hell he said. Like, I mean, I any Americans who ever watched Rob C. Nesbitt, if anybody's in doubt, if anybody's seen Love Actually, he's like the the guy who releases the Christmas single. It's his. Like, is he like his manager? But he's also secretly his. Yeah, Rob C. Nesbitt, like very, very Scottish, very Scottish.
If you needed subtitles for Train Spotting, you're not going to get on with that.
And Train Spotting was Edinburgh, so they didn't even have that strong accents compared to Glasgow. Glasgow. 88, way before my time. Up Pompeii.
Yeah.
Before I was being born. Frankie Howard, obviously comedy genius, but I mean, obviously, I know Frankie Howard from the Carry On movies, but this is. I don't think this would appeal to me. A sitcom set in, is it ancient Greece? Is it, or
I think it's Rome or something.
Yeah, it's definitely
back in the day.
Yeah, 2,000 years ago. 87. We got there's Shameless.
Is it
not a sitcom? It's not a sitcom. No. It's a comedy drama.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's definitely not a sitcom.
That's a sitcom is mostly comedy with a half hour.
Situation comedy. It's meant to be like a situation comedy tends to be a self-contained story over half an hour, and then the following not strictly, but that tends to be what a sitcom is.
Yeah, then it resets.
Yeah, whereas Shameless kind of had an ongoing storyline going on through multiple seasons. So, you know, not a sitcom, but still a good show. This is way before my time, I'm guessing. Mind Your Language.
I don't know that one.
Now hang on a minute. This sounds like a language
right up your alley.
No, a language teacher tries to make a living by teaching immigrants English. That sounds like a sitcom by another name. Right. It wasn't called Mind You. There's definitely a sitcom that I remember where a teaches a bunch of people from all over the world English. I don't remember being called Mind Your Language though. Number 85, we got Heidi. Oh, Heidi High needs to be higher. Heidi High should be top 20 for me. Like I adored Heidi High.
It was very clever.
It was. It ran for. I mean, I'd say it didn't outstay. It maybe outstayed its welcome a little bit. I think when Simon Cadell left, I think they should have ended it there because him and Paul Shane were the best thing about it.
Yeah.
And Sue Pollard, of course. But they had such a strong cast. Every single cast member kind of played the role brilliantly.
But yeah,
there's no sort of. It was all killer, no filler. You know, everybody played the role to perfection. That, of course, got a spin-off in a way with Your Angmelord.
Yeah, what was it?
Your Angmelord.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
So not a true sequel, but definitely same writers. I think it was Jimmy.
Somerville.
No.
Jimmy Perry on the screen like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Perry and David Croft.
Great lads.
Got Dr. Impossible. What's up, Doctor?
Hey.
Happy New Year to you. Sean's asking us dancing Nosferatu. I've not seen it. I've seen mixed reports. I've heard a lot of rave reviews about Nosferatu, but I've seen a few people. I don't think I'd like it. It doesn't look. It looks boring to me. I mean, I'll be fair. It's not really my thing.
JT loves it. I'm gonna hate it. So
yeah, well,
I'll wait and see what he says.
JT hates Scream, so he has got no taste whatsoever. I mean, I watched the first Omen the other day, and I hated it.
Which one? The first Omen.
The first Omen, hated it. But I don't like religious. I don't like religious horror films, so it's just not really my thing. But I mean, it was better than The Exorcism with Russell Crowe. That was one of the worst films I've seen all year. Back to the list. 84, we got The New Statesman.
Yes.
Again. Yeah, again. It was always a bit. Just the thing about this depresses me about The New Statesman. It always reminds me of Sunday nights before school.
Yes,
because it was on like 10. Was it on that late? Was it 10:30?
I think so. After
I would have been in bed by then. Well, in 87 it would have been. Maybe not when it finished, but again, very political. Not really went above my head. A lot of the stuff because wasn't really interested. But definitely deserves to be on the list. I thought it would have been higher. To be fair. Fran says The New Statesman is, it's very much of its time. It's a bit like Yes, Prime Minister, that sort of thing. 83, the Mighty Boosh, is that a sitcom? I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. Never fancied it when I saw the trailer.
Surreal comedy set in a zoo. Okay.
I knew it was surreal. I didn't know it was set in a zoo.
Knowing Me, Knowing You of Alan Partridge. Love.
Yes.
What's the one where it's set in the service station? Is that I'm Alan Partridge?
That's I'm Alan Partridge.
I love that. Love that. This is the before
the chat show, isn't it?
He's still famous before he goes off the rails and ends up working for Radio Norwich, like at 4 a.m. But I never watched Knowing Me, Knowing You. I watched I'm Alan Partridge. Wow. This one was kind of
connected, but yeah.
Again,
it's just a chat show that goes wrong.
Yeah. Frances never got into the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
One show everyone loves. I can't stand The Big Bang Theory. I fucking hate that show. It's very much.
It was fine until they brought the women characters in. That's a bit off. But yeah, it's supposed to be 3 nerds or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't just that. It's one of those shows where the jokes kind of set up and It's one of those. I think somebody on YouTube it's like with Friends and The Big Bang Theory. If you take out the laughter track, nothing lands. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just look and go, what? It doesn't really work. Whereas other sitcoms, which don't even have a laughter track, the jokes still land. It still works. Yeah. Obviously, I'm talking more like sort of mockumentary types, like The Office, which I love, and extras and stuff. But even traditional sitcoms, because some of the Only Fools and Horses Christmas specials didn't have a laughter track. It's still funny. Although I still prefer the laughter
I laugh
track.
when I want to, not when I'm told to.
I'm no fan of The Mighty Boosh, but love 90 Night. I've not seen 90 Night.
90 Night, yeah, that's Rob Brydon. That's a very dark comedy.
Yeah, Big Bang Theory is the same joke over and over. Yeah, I agree. And that again, Big Bang Theory is just another show. I mean, I don't want to knock American TV. I love a lot of American TV, but they don't know how to end the show. They just go on and on and on. Whether it's a sitcom, whether it's a drama series, it's like, season 17, like Walking Dead, fucking end it on top.
Oh, yeah,
I keep on.
Must be 10 years ago now. It's still going.
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. Number 81, we have got Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. I didn't like this. And Kathy Burke, I fucking hate Kathy Burke. Hate that woman. Oh,
that's not going to help you at all. She's the most annoying in this.
The irony is that the guy she worked with, the gay guy, he's like totally against what she stands for now.
Yes.
Because she's like super
woke.
He's
been ostracized.
He's the gay guy who's like anti-woke. But he's the gay guy. But like, I didn't. This must have been a BBC Two show, was it?
I think so. 9 o'clock BBC Two, because the thin blue line he was in was on BBC One after the 9 o'clock news, wasn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, I remember the Bunny and the Bull. Sorry, I
don't know that one.
The chat yet. I went to Parks and Recreation a few months ago. Loved it. That's about Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
About Aubrey Plaza. I don't know. I've never seen Parks and
Rec is like The Office. The first season's not so good.
I know. Is that the one with Chris Pratt
in?
Yeah. I've never seen that.
I enjoy that.
Walking Dead ended, but then we got spin-offs with all the main surviving characters. I still watch and enjoy it, but you get the bear now. Gimme made me laugh like a train at the time.
It did. It was 18, way out there.
It ain't half. This is definitely before my time. 74 to 81. That's something that would never appeal to me. It's just not my thing.
Was it Windsor Davies and the singing people entertaining the troops?
I saw it. I wonder if Never the Twain's in the top 100.
Oh!
Talking of Windsor Davies. 79 Vicious. No, not. The premise of Vicious is two gay old age pensioners who live together in a London flat. Does that sound not a thing I'd watch? 2013. No.
Is it Ian McKellen one of them?
It's Ian McKellen and Derek Jacobi.
That's it.
Yeah. 78 Birds of a Feather. Hated Birds of a Feather. Hated Birds of a Feather.
Yeah, I never liked that fault from day one.
So it's like.
But the next one I really hate or never watched.
Oh, Mrs. Brown's Boys. I don't know anybody who likes Mrs. Brown's Boys. It's like, for anybody who doesn't know, Mrs. Brown's Boys is an Irish sitcom, but they break the fourth wall multiple times. So like the main character does. So it's kind of one of those comedies, where they're constantly looking at the camera and speaking and cracking jokes.
Mugging.
Not funny. Remotely funny.
Yes, and how it's the biggest Christmas show many years ago. It's not now, because it was on at 11 o'clock at night this year, I think.
Just let it go. 76 Butterflies, very, very middle class, sort of traditional 70s sitcom. Only more famous for Nicholas Lyndhurst, sort of breakthrough role before he did.
From the writer of Bread, wasn't it? Carla Lane.
Yeah, Carla Lane.
About a woman trying to have an affair, is all I can remember about it.
Way before, again, say before my time, 78 to 83. Again, not really something that appealed to me at the time or now, really. It used to get reruns on UK Gold all the time, but Birds of a Feather is another one that I watched because there was nothing else on.
It was the 4 channels, wasn't it, before Sky?
I've heard of Mrs. Brown's Boys. It never looked interesting to me. No, you dodged the bullet there, Dan. Mrs. Brown's Boys sucks. It's like bottom for people who find bottom offensive. I don't get it. Number 75. Oh, they hate it. You know what? There's a lot I don't like on this list.
Hang on, that's your life, isn't it?
It fucking is as well. I haven't got a lager tonight. This is one of those sitcoms where I don't remember like anybody particularly asking for another series of it. I'll say season for American audience.
Yes, thank you.
But it went on and on and on for like.
It doesn't say there.
10 years. 10 years. It was set in Runcorn, which is only like sort of like over the bridge from Liverpool. But yeah, and it went on to. I mean, obviously, Will Mellor, Sheridan Smith. Sheridan Smith went on to become a big star. Ralph Little. They all went on to do quite big things. But yeah,
poverty porn to me.
74 Still Game. Don't know this one. It's a Scottish.
No, I never watched it. The big joke there: young people playing old people, and now it's been going on so long. They're that age now.
That sounds pretty dog shit. 73. Hank. This is okay. So this is the 60s and 50s. So this is way
back.
I know of Hancock's off because I know Tony Hancock is. Sid James obviously was Sid James.
Sidney James, I think you're saying. It says there.
Sorry, it does say Sid James in the description as well. I don't even know how long Sid James had been in the country when he made this, because he kind of turned up from Johannesburg and just started going, "Oh, geezer, oh, governor," like talking like a, bathed in the wool cockney. It's just like it's incredible the transformation from Sid James. 72 got Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads. Obviously 70s.
Yeah, well, yes, I guess the Likely Lads will be earlier in the list, but yeah, I got the Likely Lads.
James Bolam, he's still alive. He's like,
is he bloody hell?
Yeah, James Bolam. No,
well, actually, say that.
Yes. No, Dottie Beers died. James Bolam is on late 80s now.
Isn't the other guy a Scouser as well?
Is he?
The
Geordies.
Viewers.
Which one?
Originally, Rodney.
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think they're both in the northeast.
But yeah, I was saying Robin's Nest guy's still alive. Richard O'Sullivan. He's
Isn't there a really sort of problematic sitcom with him now? Me and My Girl.
Who's this now?
Robert O'Sullivan is his name. From George and Mildred and Robin's Nest.
Yeah.
He had a sitcom called Me and My Girl. In the 80s, where was he on 50 going out with wasn't he dating his friend's daughter? That just wouldn't fly now, would it?
Anything more than a 2-week age difference is not allowed anymore. But he was quids in.
Yeah, Ben says I can't stand laugh track sitcoms. Don't bother Daniel. France said it's shite. Love Still Game.
It probably is quite clever. It's just never appealed to me.
Yeah. Not Go and Go. Not Go and Go. I've never watched Not Go. That's a 2010s.
I used to watch the first season because I did like him, but it just went on and on and on. It just
Miranda Hart is kind of.
Yes, that's where she started, isn't it?
Well, that's
all right, small doses.
Then she got her own sitcom called Miranda, didn't she?
Oh,
she basically the whole premise is she's big and goofy. That's kind of like the premise for the whole show. From what I could gather.
You got a big fan here.
70 Only When I Laugh. I vaguely remember this.
I remember that, because it's got the Indian assistant and Richard. No,
it's got Peter Bowles.
Yeah,
Peter Bowles. He was To the Man of Born was a far better sitcom. I recently rewatched some of them, and they still hold up really well.
Because I never understood they were in this hospital for years. I don't know. You never found out what was wrong with them.
No. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like it's not even got terminal cancer. Number 69, Bless This House, Sid James again. Obviously, long before my time.
I don't remember that one.
No, and then I never rewatched it on playback, on UK Gold whenever it was on. Just again, if it kind of came around before I was born, then I was never going to get invested in it on repeats really. 68, Richard, same old names keep
popping up. There it is, Man About Again. Yeah, that's the one. Then it was a spin-off of George and Mildred.
Yeah, isn't George still alive?
I believe he was. I haven't heard anything that he isn't, but someone will tell us if he isn't. Brian Murphy, bless him. Yeah, Joyce died quite young, didn't she? In the 80s, I think, or 90s.
Yeah, she died a long time ago. But I'm sure.
That's the one that's Three Company in America.
67 Till Death Us Do Part.
There you go. That's the black and white one.
Yeah, it's long before my time. Nothing to say about that really. 66 The Thick of It. This is another political.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Yeah, this is way too sort of smart for its own good. Is this the one with? Is this the one with the Peter Capaldi?
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen clips, and I don't like his character. He comes across like an absolute bellend.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw much of it.
I think this is what got him the Doctor Who role. 65 Minder, which is not a sitcom.
No.
Certainly not. It's a comedy drama. It's not a sitcom. I love Minder though.
I love Minder. The old Minder, yeah.
Yeah. It's I love seeing old London from like the early 80s before it became like this sort of like skyscrapers and
I thought you were going to say melting
pot. No. Before it became super diverse, but I mean, you before like Canary Wharf and like
it's weird seeing that.
And it looks, you know what I mean? It had more character then. It felt a little bit more like lived in. Now it just feels a bit. I mean, it's still a shithole, but you know. Like An Idiot Abroad. How's that a sitcom?
I never watched it. Can't stand Carl Pilkington. It reminds me of you.
I love Carl Pilkington. Well, because he's northern and thick.
Yeah. Stereotype. I thought you'd disagree with that, but no.
Sorry, just get back to the chat a minute. Laughter tracks. See today off after the office. It became like uncool, didn't it?
I think so. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Not to do was you've got a laughter track. Oh, that's a bit old fashioned, isn't it? Words and Pictures.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Words and Pictures. I recognise you from Gareth's chat.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, you just keep bringing your chat over to me, Gareth.
Oh, I'll do that, shall I? I'll bring people over.
I'll make use of your 8,000 subscribers.
8,500 today, thank you.
Sorry. Is Bless This House on the list? Sure, Home to Roost is on there.
I don't think so.
Home to Roost will be on there, I think.
Well, yeah, but better than all these? I don't know.
Me and My Girl was made by LWT. That was London Weekend Television, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Richard O'Sullivan was the highest paid actor on ITV in the 70s.
Yeah.
Capaldi was the last good Doctor Who. Well, yeah, I mean, consider the next two Doctor Who's were...
Well, going straight there, are we?
Mine was never the same after Dennis Wardsman. No, it was Gary, somebody his name was, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember anything about him.
Yeah. John Murphy born. Oh, yeah, 1992. Hey, what's up, Jess?
Hey.
Yeah, Me and My Girl. The Fall and Rise of Reginald Penn still holds up. I never watched that. I never watched
it, but I do like Leonard Rossiter.
63 got the Likely Lads. So the picture for the Likely Lads is in colour. The picture for the sequel in the 70s was in black and white. So think of that what you will. Only 8 of the shows have survived. The sitcom was set in Newcastle upon Tyne, so some of the episodes have been destroyed.
Like people.
Wasn't there like a fire at the BBC back in the 80s? And because I know some Doctor Who episodes were destroyed.
I know they didn't look after anything.
Yeah.
So
62. I like the first couple of seasons of Friday Night Dinner.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, it's Will from the In-Betweeners. A guy who looks like Simon from the In-Betweeners.
Yes.
And it's about a Jewish family who meets up every Friday for dinner. And it's like they got this weird next door neighbour who kind of steals the show. Number 61, Peter Kay's Phoenix Nights. Again, more of a comedy drama than a sitcom, but I was never the biggest. A lot of people love Phoenix Nights. This is when Peter Kay was like at his
I saw him stand up and that signed DVD, which I can't find.
He couldn't do anything wrong, but it wasn't really my thing. But and a lot of people loved the show at the time.
It just hasn't aged well his stand up when he ends it with Jimmy Savile song. There's a great clip on YouTube. It's like the link in on BBC where someone's next on BBC. Yeah.
And it's something. It's like Prince Andrew's going to be like Jimmy Savile's special something. Or it's just like you couldn't make up Jimmy Savile and Prince Andrew mentioned in the same. Prince Andrew appeared with Jimmy Savile.
Allegedly.
And then you've got the famous Top of the Pops episode with Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris. And it's like, wow.
Girls on each arm.
Yeah, if John Peel was there to top it off, because John Peel was like
I thought John Peel was all right. I thought
no, John Peel married a 15-year-old in America.
No.
Yeah,
that's all right there. If it's in the South.
Number 60. No, this should not be on the list. Still open all hours. No.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah. How is that up here? No. I've not seen it, but
no, I don't want.
I don't think it's going to be better.
Sadly, a lot of the BBC stuff is lost to time. Yeah.
Yes, they didn't look after it.
I wonder if Taking Over the Asylum will be on the list. Ken Stott and a very young David Tennant. It mixes comedy and drama.
Don't know that one.
Peter Kate is in the overrated camp. I agree. Keeping Up Appearances is not. That will be in there.
I should imagine so. Yes.
I think Keeping Up Appearances. Yeah, Keeping Up Appearances is popular. I think in America. I've heard a few people mention it.
Was never that big.
Dan's waiting on the Jimmy Savile biopic. The Jimmy Savile biopic certainly won't be made by the BBC. Netflix should definitely do something on Jimmy Savile because
who did that one the other day or last year? Partridge actor, didn't he do anything? I can't remember now.
Somebody played Jimmy Savile in it, but I'd rather like a Wharton Hall documentary rather than a drama. Like a 59 Dinner Ladies. No, not my favorite.
Never liked it.
Victoria Wood. No. It was only around for 3.
I liked her TV show where she did a bit of stand up and
stuff. Yeah, I loved Victoria Wood as seen on TV, and that was obviously a breakout for Julie Walters as well, and Patricia Routledge from Keeping Up Appearances. I think that's what got her. She's still alive. Patricia Routledge, for all her well spokenness, she comes across this she's actually from Birkenhead.
Ah, for fuck's sake! I like
that. This is one of those modern sitcoms which is
very
popular. Ghosts. I've never seen it. It looked like I think this has been remade in America. Ghosts.
I think it has. Yes.
Yeah, I seen a couple of episodes of this. Didn't do nothing for me at all. But again, I say it's very modern. It's very politically correct and shit. It's not really my thing. I don't really see the appeal of it. This probably would have been lost in the 90s. This would have been lost amongst the deluge of comedies because it's from the 2010s. It shows it stands out a little bit more because there's not that many traditional sitcoms being made anymore. But not for me. 57, The British Empire. Again, I liked it, but I don't think it was very funny. It was more like comfort. I mean, Chris Barry
liked it, but yeah.
No, it was like comfort food, if that makes in a TV form. It's never made me laugh out loud. Chris Barry, obviously from Red Dwarf. Dan mentions Red Dwarf there. Red Dwarf is fucking genius. One of my favourite. I think we did Did we do a streamer? But we did a streamer.
We did do the stream. Yes, as far as I
Red Dwarf is just like season 1 to 6 of Red Dwarf. 7 is bad. 8 is return to form to a point, and then anything after that, no.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The joke was always about the cat was meant to be cat was meant to be in his head was young and sexy and to all the ladies who didn't even exist, and now Cat is basically an old man. It's just it is actually bald, which used to be a joke. When
yes,
in the one the last episode of season 6 where
the future.
Yeah.
The bag ones in the future. And fat and bald.
Love Open All Hours, but could never get into Still Open All Hours. Too anachronistic. I don't even know what that word means. Look at what BBC did to Red Dwarf by Series 7. Laugh the track all the way. The Dwarf was never the same. Exactly, yeah. Series 1 to 6 is gold. Everything after that is just not the same. I love Red Dwarf. It's up there with Lex as well, my all-time.
Yeah, I never watched Lex either.
Yeah.
I probably should have.
Again, Dave Lister from Liverpool is portrayed as this layabout bum.
At least he had a job though. So
when I was young, I used to get a kick out of the Booker family, pronounced Bouquet, when I would cast an episode. Ghost has a remake here. I like both versions of Ghosts. So Haunt Me, the 90s sitcom with Tessa Peake Jones from Only Fools and Horses.
Don't remember that one.
Yeah, early 90s. She was still doing Fools and Horses at the time. Yeah. I think I'm sure that's it is. Double check on that, guy.
What's that?
About double check later. Absolutely fabulous. Probably top 5. Maybe it was very popular at the time. Don't forget to click that like button. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, I always forget to say that.
No. Click the down button.
Well, I wouldn't even know, will I?
No, you're so weak in the.
Lex is gold if you like weird sexed up sci-fi.
I did hear that about it, so it did interest me. So Oh yeah, So Help Me, Tessa Peake Jones, 92 to 94.
Yeah. 56, The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin. Not really, yeah, 1976. I didn't know it was that old. I thought this was an 80s sitcom. But
no, that's right. I never saw it.
This was not for me. I don't think this was aimed at young 10-year-old boys.
Yeah, a businessman that does something.
Doesn't he fake his own death?
Yes, I think so. Or he goes to try something. Go dear, car share.
Yeah, car share. I didn't like this. I know a lot of people who love.
No, I never got on with it.
But it was kind of like, just if you can handle like 2 people in a car for the whole show and that's it, and literally that's all that ever happens for the entire series, then that's your thing. Then yeah, but no, not for me. 54.
I think with fat Northerners in the car, I can't stand.
No idea. I've never even heard of this. Ripping Yarns.
Ripping Yarns. Yeah, I think that's more of a...
Michael Palin. So this is probably around the time he was doing Monty Python.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know if he just half-hour stories at the time, but they weren't full-on comedies. Just, like a parody, like it says, more than a comedy.
50 Feet Coupling. I vaguely remember it.
Doesn't have that Samantha Jane Anus in there?
No, that was.
Which one's that?
Oh, what's that called? Chat, help us out.
Oh yeah, this is Jack Davenport from Pirates of the Caribbean, isn't it?
Oh, what was that sitcom?
I never watched
Samantha Jane Anus. She was hot. she was fit as hell in that.
That's why I remember.
The guy who was the original. I think his name was Matt in the show. I'm waiting for Franz to tell us.
Yeah, come on, Franz, right?
Or Sean. 1990 sitcom with Samantha Janus. Oh, Game On.
Game On.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the guy who was played the original Matt? Was his name Matt in it?
I don't know.
Whatever his name. Well, the guy who played him was kind of like, they replaced him with another guy who played the same character, but the first guy was like really good, like a sort of good-looking, traditional good-looking guy, and they just replaced him with a guy who just looked completely different. Matthew, yeah, and it's just like, how at least gets on, he looks slightly similar to him. The guy who played, Ben Chaplin, he actually at some point because he was in. Have you ever seen Murder by Numbers with Sandra Bullock?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's the cop. He's like a assistant. Yeah. I thought he was going to go on to have like a pretty big Hollywood career because he kind of like ticked all the boxes, but he just disappeared after Murder by Numbers.
Yeah, he's in Thin Red Line, The Truth About Cats and Dogs, Murder by Numbers, Bertha Girl, a lot of stuff that just never took off by the look of it.
Yeah. 52, we got Good Night Sweetheart. So this is obviously
never liked that one.
Nicholas Linders. He's probably appears in this list probably more than anybody, or as close to.
Yeah, third time already. Isn't it?
Having said that, I don't think we're going to see the Piglet Files or what was the one he did with the really hot brunette? Just Us. Was it Just Us? Was it Just Us?
Just Us, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. That won't be in it. So maybe he won't be as represented as what we think, but obviously Only Fools and Horses has still got to come up. This is very, very sort of like safe.
Yes.
Boring.
I don't know much about it.
I think the Irish girl went on to star. Is it Ballykiss Angel?
Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah.
But that might be on the list.
Peter Gates is a one-trick pony. He's meant to be an arsehole in real life too. Is he? I never knew that.
He's a northerner.
We're friendlier than you. I can't even call you Southerner because you're Welsh, aren't you? So
hey, up the Celts.
Well, I'm Welsh as well. So
just because you holidayed here more than anywhere else.
My dad is from Anglesey. That
isn't part of Wales.
Half of my family is Welsh, going back probably over 1,000 years. So I bet Ideal is high on the list. I don't know what Ideal is.
Ooh, no, doesn't ring a bell. Game On.
It Crowd. No, It Crowd.
IT Crowd.
IT Crowd. And that would be high up.
It does have to put a dot in it.
The Irish guy from the IT Crowd, he was in one of those sort of like popular like comedies that women like. It was like one Bridesmaids, is it, or something like that?
He was. Yes, he was. I was just trying to think. He was in a big American comedy as a small part.
And I could never work out whether he was trying to do an American accent or whether he was just playing an Irishman, because it
less
didn't really.
Irish.
Yeah. I like how I've just seen Heretic with Hugh Grant. I know it's supposed to be set in some small town in the US, but Hugh Grant is just Hugh Grant. It's just he's not trying to do anything. I loved Piglet Files back in the day, but God knows if that holds up.
I remember it, but I don't remember watching
Probably
it.
not. He's like a spy, wasn't he?
Mm.
Backwards was a legendary Red Dwarf. Yeah.
Not
They
all.
there were so many legendary episodes. Number 51, we've got Detectorists. That's a new. That is not from 2014, is it? I thought that was like.
I thought it was newer than that. Yeah.
God, that's 10 years ago. That feels like about
11 years now.
That feels like last week. I have no idea.
I've never seen it, but
yeah, I hope this country's in this list. The show I always talk about. It. Nobody seems to have seen.
No, it doesn't exist.
50, I'm Alan Partridge. Yeah, I much prefer this to Knowing Me, Knowing You.
Yeah,
I'm Alan Partridge is just so good. I mean, I hate Steve Coogan in real life, obviously, because he's just a raging lefty. But yeah, he's
or is he just left of you?
No, I'm Alan Partridge is just so good. Like, it's like that awkward sort of David Brent style comedy where you're just like, oh God.
Well, when was that? That was
2000.
23 years ago now.
He's
still doing the character now.
Yeah. 49 extra Love Extras. Love Ricky Gervais.
I did like those.
Yeah, good. Love Extras. Again, 2 series. Doesn't outstay its welcome. And obviously the way he becomes famous in the second season rather than just so they change it up a little bit, you know what I mean? And some of the guests, Ben Stiller, the Ben Stiller's fantastic. It's just this crazy controlling psychopath of a director. David Bowie. Some of the people, some of the names he got on, because he'd not been that big he hadn't been famous for that long. He'd done The Office, and he'd done extras, and for extras he managed to get some pretty big names, some big movie stars. 48 My Family, not my thing. No, this is again very middle of the road.
A middle class British family.
Yes, well, we don't.
And they're all white for some reason.
Well, that's the thing. So now, if this was 2000, so now obviously you'd be married to a black woman, or it'd be a mixed race family now, wouldn't it? You can't be having an all white family in a sitcom in 2025. But this reminds it's kind of like a more modern take on. Do you remember No Place Like Home from the 80s?
Yes.
Yeah, like mid 80s, very middle class white family, just in suburbia. This is kind of like
normal people.
That's like not like a more modern take. 47 George and Mildred. Yeah. Again, before premiered the year I was born, so no. I've seen reruns, but
I've seen things, but I couldn't tell you an episode.
46. I've never seen Spaced, and everybody raves about it.
You wouldn't understand it because you haven't seen half the movies they were.
Edgar Wright wrote it, didn't he? And Simon Pegg starred, obviously. So it's kind of like this is the beginnings of what led to Shaun of the Dead, really.
Yes. If you like Shaun of the Dead, you might like Space. There's an episode of Space that is just a pilot for Shaun of the Dead, basically.
I mean, I should probably really have got it because this is my age. Like I was 23 in 99, 22, 23, and obviously they play in mid-20s. But yeah, just passed me by. I think I was out getting pissed when
I was banging sluts, but I still had time for Space.
Yeah. You were collecting VHS, Gareth, don't lie.
DVDs by then, actually.
45, another very boring middle class.
It's another one that came
sitcom, outnumbered.
Going, isn't it?
Again, another white family. Disgusting.
I'm offended. Turn this off.
Those kids are about 27 now, I think.
At least, aren't they?
Because it's like 17 years ago. My God. Where does the time go?
What year do you think it is, Mike?
2025. I nearly said 2024 then, but it takes me a while. You ever have to like go to?
Well, yeah, we're only in the first 4 or 5 days.
No, it's like if I went to if I go to the dentist tomorrow and I had to like put my details in because I have to pay for my dental treatments. I'm not a fucking. So you have to sign and date it. I'd definitely put 2024.
Yeah,
without thinking.
But your checks would be 2026.
Yeah. 44 Miranda. No. Just stop it.
Can't stand the bitch.
If you see the way it's slapstick humour, endearing heroine, and a colourful cast of characters, that is enough to put me off anything.
What, the colour word?
Laugh along as you join Miranda's quest for love, happiness, and an occasional spot of fruitcake. No, thank you.
No.
43 Friends. Like, this was just
That was
sitcom. This was a sketch show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, Dawn French, the Vicar of Dibley will be, and I'm pretty sure Vicar of Dibley was big in America. Am I wrong?
I think it was.
I think it was. 2042 Gavin and fucking Stacey. No, no.
Yeah, I never liked it.
It's just I can't stand James Corden.
No,
the worst thing America.
Back then, I couldn't stand him.
The worst thing America ever did was send that fat bastard back to us. I fucking hate that. And apparently he's an absolute twat in real life.
Yeah, so it doesn't help himself.
Yeah, so it's just like he's twat on TV. He's a twat in real life. He's just an all around twat. I was.
Yes.
The Alan Parsons
fog lights on. Your fog lights.
Oh, that Space is fantastic. So Space travelled, made it over to the States.
Because it's very movie centric.
Yeah. They have a great zombie episode. Other than Big Train, I never liked Simon Pegg. I've heard of Big Train again. I've not seen.
No, I don't remember. It's just a sketch show before this, but
no, don't worry, Mike. I've never seen Space either.
I thought it'd be in the top 10 because it's so popular, but maybe it's not popular with the right people.
Yeah. He was in this restaurant in like LA or New York somewhere, and apparently he was just talking to a waitress like shit. It's just standard behaviour for someone with money. 41 on the buses.
Being there one day.
Yeah, on the buses is one that Premier did 69, but definitely a 70s sitcom. I mean,
I definitely remember it.
But I used to love On the Buses on the reruns. I wonder why.
Yeah, I saw the 3 movies last year.
Yeah, I've seen. Is it Mutiny on the Buses, Holiday on the Buses, and just On the Buses? Is it?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah,
sounds right.
Used to love Jack. And, I'm going to take that Clippy home and give it a good see to. That was a terrible. I've got a good job. Ian's not in the chat because he'd be having a go at my Cockney accent, but
that was Cockney. Oh,
it was meant to be. 40 Jeeves and
I wasn't sure if Jeeves and Worcester were on this list. But yeah, I did enjoy Jeeves and Worcester.
This was because this was like an hour, wasn't this like an hour-long drama?
It was an hour dramedy.
Yeah. This was after Blackadder Goes Forth, wasn't it? Just after 1990. So Blackadder Goes Forth. If they're going to lump Blackadder in as one show, I don't think that's really right. There's a big difference between Goes Forth and the first Blackadder.
They're just going to generalize it as Blackadder, and then people say Blackadder, they'll be thinking of the second, third, fourth season. 39,
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now, I didn't know this was. I know it was a radio show. I know there's a movie.
Watching the show back in the old days.
There's a movie from the 2000s which I never liked.
No, but because they race swapped that guy. So
I know Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I know that's something that's like definitely made its way over to the States as well. I'm sure it's got a bit of a cult following in the States. But never really my thing. 38 Waiting for God. No. This is crazy because this is 1990. Stephanie Cole was only about 50 when they filmed. She looked about 75.
She doesn't look good for her age. If good makeup.
Now, I don't know whether it's makeup or whether she just... Because when she was in Open All Hours, she looked... Wasn't she? She was in Open All Hours, wasn't she? Isn't she like the older woman who comes in?
I don't know. I can't remember her now.
And I think she was only like 4. Waiting for God. It's not again. I think I actually enjoyed about a quarter of these shows. I've probably seen half, enjoyed a quarter.
Yeah, so we're not getting. Hopefully, it'll get better.
To the Man Aboard. No, I did love To the Man Aboard.
But it's about posh white Southerners.
No, but it was. I rewatched a few of the old episodes, and it definitely holds up. It's not like lost. It's still got that timelessness to it, which not all sitcoms have. I suppose the setting for it means it's kind of timeless because that sort of life doesn't really change. It's like
the gentry,
the aristocratic types. It's, but I mean that definitely holds up more than some of those like late 70s, early 80s sitcoms. Just go back into the chat. I've only seen maybe 2 episodes. I felt like that was too impressed with its references.
That's Space, I think.
Love Cheese and Mustard, but again, not seen since the early 90s.
I think I've seen it all the way through this millennium.
I used to see Channel 4 DVDs and the one with the Attack of the Clones parody. Don't really like Pegg. First time I saw him was on Alan Park. Yeah, again, Simon Pegg in real life just comes across like a bit of an absolute.
He was in Guest House Paradiso, was he?
Never saw Hitchhiker's Guide. One for the January watch doc. Do you like Alan Partridge Before the Movie's crap? Oh. I've not seen the movie. I've only seen the show. We even got seen somewhat edgy at the time. Alan J. Bell, who directed Hitchhikers, also directed a load of Last of the Summer. Oh my god, we haven't seen Last of the Summer Wine yet, have we?
I guess that is a sitcom, isn't it?
Well, it's got to be there. It was on for like 40 years. Number 36, we have got Rising Dan. I loved Rising Dan was quality.
Yes, another one of those. It's racist.
Well, yeah, exactly. But really, he really was the fool in this.
He was.
Leonard Roster was. The joke was on him. Yeah, and the perfect cast, like Frances Delator was great. You know,
oh, Miss Jones.
I don't know why she was like this was like love interest. She was like pig ugly, but Don Warrington was great as but obviously the twist was he wasn't like from some sort of like African chief son.
Spoilers.
And obviously Richard.
It's Beckinsale's dad, wasn't
Richard Beckinsale. Richard Beckinsale was. I mean, have you seen Richard Beckinsale's wife? Like from back in the day, on there, no. He did This Is Your Life. And his wife was. Like you can see where Kate Beckinsale. I mean,
it's all in the genes.
Yeah, I mean, because his wife was stunning. 35. I didn't like Men Behaving Badly. It was
one of those. It was on 2 channels. It changed because Harry Enfield.
Harry Enfield was in season 1, and then it changed to Martin Clunes was in everyone. Neil Morrissey came over.
Yes,
I think he just finished Boone at the time, and that's. Which I used to love Boone, by the way.
I love Boone. I can't tell you what happened in any episode.
I know, yeah. I just remember the guy, Harry, just seemed to get richer and richer.
Oh, yes.
By the end, he had like this massive sort of like hotel in like the countryside, but he starts off with this dingy little bedsit. But Men Behaving Badly, it's kind of very 90s, wasn't it? Whereas I should really like Men Behaving Badly because it's kind of like everything that is kind of what the modern world. Lads behaving bad. It's very like FHM Loaded magazine.
Oh yes,
that sort of like that era.
Well, what's her face was very. It was still Ash until she had the surgery.
Yeah, but it was still a little bit. I don't know. Maybe tried too hard a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
I much preferred. You know, if you think about it, it came out roughly the same time as Bottom, and Bottom's obviously a lot more. Anarchic, is that the right word?
Yes, that's it.
Just more.
Might be the words you couldn't do earlier. There we go. There's yours.
Royal Family. It outstayed its welcome, I think.
Yes, I didn't watch it when it came out, but then I thought
should have stuck to 2 seasons, maybe. I think by the time when she had the baby, I think that was the end of season 2, and then maybe could have ended it there, I suppose. But definitely kind of like a game changer in terms of like what people expected from a sitcom, because it was like you know that was definitely. No laughter track there, and that was definitely one of the early ones to. It was also, you know, it's a bit like watching Gogglebox. Watch it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the
watching someone on a couch watch.
Yeah, because that's basically what they do. It's like just like small talk.
Yeah, who's going to sit around at home watching someone watch something on TV?
Yeah, exactly.
Online.
Number 33, we got. This. Some of us do have them. I mean, I reckon you love this show.
I used to love it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stand him.
Yeah. I just used to like waiting for him to do a crazy stunt.
That's it. That's how I
remember the one where he's on the roller skates and he's hanging onto the back of the bus.
Yeah, it is him doing it.
Yeah, because he was like creating, just did all mad stuff. Yeah, but that's the only. I watched it just hoping he'd do something crazy. And if he wasn't doing something crazy, I just wasn't interested.
Yeah, I did find him annoying.
Because I remember, and then they had a baby, and I couldn't get the image out of my head of him just going, "Oh, Betty," and just like shagging her. You know, it's like,
I'm gonna sleep tonight now. Yes.
Yeah, not for me. 32 bottom.
Yay!
Bottom there. 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So
bottom hole.
yeah. But I mean, I don't think Bottom. I don't think that made the jump to the States. But if anybody in the States has not seen
Yes.
Bottom,
If you want to know what
then if you want slapstick humor, it's just
Britain was
it's
like
just
in the
fantastic.
90s.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. That was the typical flat share in Britain in the 1990s.
But if you want to see Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, which I don't think is on this
Have you
list.
been to the bench? Did you say you've been to the bench?
No, I want to, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's moved, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know because a guy I used to work with, he went and he wanted to get a photograph, and there was a homeless guy sleeping on it. He told him to fuck off.
Which one told who to fuck off?
Yeah, the guy, homeless guy said, "Fuck off! I'm just trying to sleep." And he said, "You have to take a picture of the homeless guy on the bench. If he wants to get a selfie, sat down."
Here's a pound. Fuck off to Greg's while I take this picture.
Yeah, bottom. I don't remember a thing about season 3 though. I don't remember a thing about it because I remember a lot of the first 2 seasons. I couldn't like reel off most of the episodes, and season 2, last episode of season 2 was Wimbledon Common. Obviously, it got shelved for obviously because of the murder, and it was years before that got shown on TV, like years.
Yeah. That is season 3. Whole where they're on the
merry-go-round.
merry-go-round.
He's like stabbing him with the tent pole, isn't he? And everything. It's just like, yeah, no wonder.
Terror, the Halloween episode. Break, where they go on holiday, or Exercise to go on holiday. Doe, where they make the fake money. Finger, the Cannibal Taffio Jones, where they have to go on holiday, and then Carnival was the last one with the riots in Britain.
Yeah. 31, The Thin Blue Line. Never liked this.
I did like it, but then I found James Dreyfus a bit annoying in it.
I didn't know Ben Elton wrote it.
Ah, yes, there we go.
I'm assuming Mr. Bean will be on the list somewhere, which again, I hated Mr. Bean. To the chat. Wonder what House fans would think if they saw Jeeves and Buster.
Yes.
Could never get into House for the opposite reason. His American accent is wank.
It is odd, but yeah.
Hugh Laurie reminds me of Flyboy.
He does look like him with the boggly eyes.
Love Member Hank badly at the time, but I love Bottom more. Franz, you might want to rephrase that.
We all love a bit of Bottom.
Who played Tommy Waiting for God also started Lindsay Anderson's Oh Lucky Man and the follow through as a medical doctor. Bottom better ironically be top.
Oh, yeah, we're 32, so it must be some good stuff.
Peep Show's not been listed yet. Acres. Leslie Ashback before the yes. She wasn't even that old when she got that done. She's probably only about early 30s.
She was like trying to get ahead of that.
Yeah. And then it just became the thing then. It's like a normal thing. Love Peep Show. I feel like it won't be on here.
I never like.
They don't look man ever get a Blu-ray. It seems like it should have. I know Indicator released Britannia Hospital. Get the Royal Family, thought it was shite.
They were scum.
Yeah. Ooh, Betty. Warner has only ever released a Lucky Man on DVD.
Is that the Michael McDowell film, or is that something else now?
I doubt some of it. Betty was hot though. Bottom should be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Was punching above his weight with Betty.
Yeah, how did she put up with that?
Pretty obviously well, you know. But yeah, I agree. You ignorant
English wankers. Yeah, she didn't get much work after that. That's it. Yes.
So number 30, Black Books. This is what I've never watched. This is again one of those.
I liked Black Books.
Yeah, it's just I know I recognise the guy. What's his name? The main
Bill
character.
Bailey.
No, who's the guy? Who's the guy on the
Dylan Moran?
Yeah, the Irish
stand-up comedians.
Yeah, not Mike.
But
Bill Bailey is like this is what Bill Bailey's famous. And how did he get famous? Is it from?
He was a stand-up, and
because he's always on like those bloody panel shows, isn't he, Bill Bailey? You know, he used to be on like all those back in the 2000s, 2010s. Like never mind the Buzzcocks and all that crap.
Because I will be interviewing Arthur Matthews, who wrote Father Ted and some of Black Books. And
Doc Martin is not a sitcom.
No, what the fuck is that doing on there? I never liked it anyway.
Comedy drama. It's not even like all comedy. It's kind of like You know,
All drama, isn't it? With
yeah,
a
you
few
might as well have
jokes.
like heartbeats on here. It's
Yeah, he goes from remember him badly to Doc Martin. When was that?
28, yes, Prime Minister, not my, obviously, again, this is like
Very
mid
clever.
80s, very clever, but
Yeah,
jokes
way
would
over
go
my
way
head.
over. And obviously, the jokes, if you rewatch it now, the jokes aren't going to land as well because it's sort of referencing something 40 years ago.
Well, yes.
Oh, you're going to
They're
say, like, get your
referencing that Palestine-Israel war all the time in that show. So, yeah.
not much change there then.
And who the president of the United States is.
Number 27, we've got Peep Show. So
There
Peep
it
Show
is.
is there. I've seen the odd episode of Peep Show. It's not something I ever like watch religiously.
Same.
Yeah.
I never think I was going to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. 32, we got The Office. Should be in the top 10 for me. I mean, The Office for me is just
Maybe it's
one of
because
the
it didn't have
greatest
2
sitcoms.
seasons, 3 seasons. Was it
Two.
2 and Christmas special?
2 and 2 Christmas specials. Again, just like same with extras 2. Derek was 2. Only Afterlife did he go for free. But I mean, a lot of people at the time thought this was like a genuine, documentary, like a fly on the wall documentary, because the people like this was kind of like before the internet was really took off.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were sucked in by it because they could genuinely believe that this was a real person. But I mean, I love The Office. I don't think he's ever topped it, to be fair. I love everything he's very but I kind of think this is like peak. At 25, as time goes by, this is very safe 90s sort of middle class.
Standing for the mums and dads.
Yeah, Judi Dench. I mean, how old was Judi Dench then? She looks, in that picture, she looks about 75 there.
Well, yeah, it's 92, so yeah, maybe. I guess that's probably a later picture, but yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, she's in her mid 80s now, but she's probably only like about your age there, Gareth.
I got more hair.
24, we got Absolutely Fabulous. I hated Absolutely Fabulous.
I liked it.
I don't remember. I always thought it was like something like women were into rather than fellas. I don't really remember that many men were into it. I just,
and the other genders, what did they like it?
Well, I named the 2. If there's any extras, you'll have to enlighten me.
Hang on, let me get my list.
No, yeah, it was massive at the time, though. It was massive.
It was.
Really.
Probably too big.
Julia Sawalha, actually fresh out of Press Gang. I think she's only about 10 years younger than Jennifer Saunders.
Yes, I think.
Because she's about 54, 55, Julia Sawalha. And obviously, I think Jennifer Saunders is about 65, so not much in it. But yeah, it's just not my thing. Steptoe Son, like the odd episode, never, way before my time again.
I did get annoyed by it quite a lot.
But yeah, it was very odd. I mean, obviously, that is definitely of its time.
Was it Stanford and Son is the American one, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, there's an American version?
Yeah. They're 2 black guys in the 70s, I think that one is.
22, Last of the Summer Wine.
When was that start? 73.
I feel like Last of the Summer Wine gets here just on longevity rather than, it's just like, there's only so many times I can watch 3 old men going down a hill in a bath. It's just like, I mean, does anybody actually like Last of the Summer Wine? Do they just feel obliged to get it, to just keep renewing it every year?
I don't know. Yeah, it must.
It's
must
just
have been popular.
Like my mum and dad didn't like it, and they were probably the target audience.
No, I don't think my mum and dad liked it. It might have been on, but yeah.
I think it was too old even for them.
The Songs of Praise.
Yeah. 21, we've got Good Neighbours. Now, this is basically The Good Life, isn't it?
Is it?
Why? Yeah, because
it is Good Life.
Yeah, so I don't know why it's called The Good Neighbours. So that other show earlier on, when it was about the teacher, there is another name for that show because they've obviously got a different name. Yeah, The Good Life is quality. That's definitely it's a very, very standard suburban sitcom, but the characters make it. I mean, 4 characters. They're all played the role perfectly. You got Snooty, Penelope Keith, the next door neighbor. Because Tom and Barbara are quite middle class, but they're not. But they're kind of more down to earth middle class couple. Penelope Keith is just like upper class. She's levels above, and she's horrified by the things that they get up to. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
It's basically, for anybody who doesn't know the premise, it's basically they're not come off the grid as such, but they kind of go back to basics by growing their own food and whatnot.
Madness.
Yeah, because doesn't Tom pack his job in in an
Yes,
office.
it's got a really good job of
Yeah,
backs it all in just to live the quiet life. Or the
yeah,
good life, I should say.
yeah. So definitely deserves to be where it is. 20 the
Oh,
Young
there we go.
Ones. No, I like. I understand it's there, but I would prefer seeing Bottom above the Young Ones. To be fair, definitely. But
I'd rather see up the bottom, yeah.
yeah. Again, it's just not really my
I think
thing.
it's just because of the impact it had more than
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah. It was always seen as very edgy when I was a kid. You know, it's like, oh, the Young Ones. You know what I mean? It's like looking back, it's quite tame. You know what I mean? But at 19, now this is a one-off
Surely
movie,
it
isn't it?
must mean, yeah. Surely it must mean the whole season. Well, maybe it's coming up
No,
again.
because it was just it was a one-off episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
So
just like
why is that
back
even
and
in there?
forth.
Yeah, because it was made in between Blackadder the Third and Blackadder Goes Forth.
Yeah.
I really I remember it like watching it. I think it was like so premiered December 23rd, so it was a Christmas special. It was really funny. I remember.
Yes, it's
But
very
I
good.
don't think it's ever been repeated. I don't think I've ever seen it repeated on TV.
I've seen it
It's one of
repeated
those.
somewhere.
Would you even be able to get hold of it on like
I
VHS
got a
or
tape in the loft, yeah.
have you got it?
I'm back and
Oh,
forth. I'll nip and get it. We'll watch it.
18 Are You Being Served?
Of course.
Now I like Are You Being Served, but again, does it make it on longevity as well? Because that ran for a good few
It
years.
seemed to
didn't it?
have a lot of episodes, whether it did or
Yeah.
not, like Mr.
And
Ben.
obviously, Grace and Favour came back in
Yes,
the
that's
early
what I'm trying to think
90s.
it was.
Yeah, but it's one of them. I can't really remember a single like specific episode apart from I really remember the movie though.
Yeah,
Where they
ran
go
from
on.
72 to 85.
Yeah, that's a long time.
But 10 seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, bloody surprised that. I never knew it was that many, but yeah, well done.
17 Red Dwarf should have been top 10 for me.
Yeah, maybe the later seasons are dragging it down.
I'll have to check whether they're still on the iPlayer because I used to
No.
own all the Red Dwarf on VHS and then obviously not thinking bloody well they just so blame my mum and dad. I think I moved out and then they just got rid of all my stuff, so it's their fault. But yeah,
Typical Scousers selling off whatever's left behind.
It's kind of got like Red Dwarf. You kind of split into like sort of 3 eras. You got season 1, season 2, season 3 to 6, and then kind of like season 7 onwards.
Whatever happened afterwards.
Yeah, then it just went a little bit off the rails. But premiered 1988, and I always thought it was 1989. No, actually, I thought it was 1987. It premiered.
I was definitely in school by then, but
yeah. But
could have been in.
I mean, I love the first 2 seasons. I still
might want to get back to the chat.
I still think I'll come back to it now. Yeah. Okay.
We're missing.
See. Oh yeah, Jonathan's jumped in. I've totally missed him. I didn't know that, but it didn't surprise you. Woodward was an alpha. Yes, Prime Minister Watch. I never grew up with it though.
Well, yes, you got Yes Prime Minister and Yes Minister, isn't there, before it? So whether that's higher up.
Peep Show you have to kind of get into. Woodward and Dutch used to live out there, large in North Cornwall.
Oh, that's nice.
Did I miss On the Buses? Miss On the Buses has just been on, yeah. Although it probably came on after you put that comment. Peep Show looks like it was directed by Jonathan Demme. Those close-ups. Demme loved those close-up starry shows.
Yeah, looking at the camera.
I like absolutely fabulous, but it did step out. I didn't know it ran for that long. Absolutely fabulous. I thought it was.
No, that's man.
What's up, Jonathan?
Hey,
frozen Kentucky. It's pretty. It's frozen pretty chilly here, but not to the levels that you guys get.
We got nothing
here. We just make a big deal about a little bit of snow.
Yeah, we like the weather.
The first 4 series were all right, with absolutely fabulous. It got absolutely daft after that, especially with Whoopi Goldberg called Gay.
Don't remember that one.
Lasted the summer wine, I think. Roughly 200 BC. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Always hates the middle class wank. I love the IT crowd and Matt Berry. You already should consider making him Prime Minister.
Matt Berry is awesome, though. Yes.
Wasn't the first series of IT crowd? Wasn't it Chris from Brass Eye? Yeah. Felicity Kendall always acted like she was drunk.
She did seem like that.
Yeah. Bottom was way better than young ones. I agree. Should Nicholas Lyndhurst tell Kelsey Grammer to fire him from the new Frasier episodes? Yeah, that was
I haven't seen
strange
the new
one.
Phaser.
Yeah, strange. Nicholas Linders. I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
Replacing Niles' characters.
Blackadder's Christmas Carol is great, though, especially the Christmas feature segments.
Baldrick and the Codpiece.
Like their mint cake, though. I heard Billy Bob Thornton had a crush on Felicity Kendall. He was shagged there to death. I did have a VHS of Blackadder's Christmas Carol. Don't know if I still have it, though. I would imagine that might be go for a few pounds on eBay, that. I'm predicting Only Fools and Horses at number 1, Faulty number 2.
Yeah, safe bet.
Hope you're sweating the snow. Drunk and giving a cucumber to play with. What's up, Swaggy?
Yes, Swaggy.
What's up, Terence? What Michael it's a big good day for us. Hi now, thanks.
To home now.
Good evening, Terence. Recovered. I don't expect to see Home to Roost never to wait. Only when I laugh. Sorry. Hail, honey, I'm home on this list. Only when I laugh was on the list. But that was the only one. Number 16 got Open All Hours.
Yeah.
Definitely deserves it.
That was nice.
Yeah. Again, that was kind of like it was. There wasn't that many seasons of it, but it was over a long period of time because it kind of went from 76 to about 85, I think. But
it
was only like maybe 4 seasons. I went to the shop in Doncaster where they filmed it, and it's a hair salon now. Not a Turkish barbers though, I will say, which is surprising. 15 keeping up appearances. Obviously, the Americans in the audience will be well aware of keeping up appearances. Again, it's like very, very, very 90s, isn't it?
Yeah. Open All Hours was only 25 episodes, but ran for 9 years.
Yes, an American sitcom is like 25 episodes in 6 months. 14, The In-Betweeners. Yeah, fantastic. Love The In-Betweeners. Just, again, only premiered in 2009, but it's already unfilmable for a modern audience.
And they were, yes.
Like, you just couldn't have it now. Calling things gay, having 4 white characters as the main characters, all straight,
fat shaving.
Yeah, fat shaving. Everything. Yeah, and it's made it fantastic, because it's funny. Because you can't make teenage boys politically correct in a sitcom. They've got to be offensive because that's what teenage boys are like. 13, Yes Minister. Could have just lumped that in with Yes Prime Minister, couldn't we?
I thought they would have put the two together.
Yeah, this is obviously like 1980. They're political, not interested, and way before my time. At number 12, I hated Hello.
I liked it until he had his accident, and then he was a bit different.
Yeah, I just didn't. It just wasn't for me. And the same joke, the guy who spoke with the tall guy with the moustache. Good moaning. He was like, it was the same joke for like 10 years.
They did really use a lot of jokes.
Fucking hell.
The flashing knobs.
And the best looking sort of waitress, she left after like season 2. It was like a little
girl. Yeah.
She was stunning. Vicky Michelle stayed till she's about 70. But the really hot one, she just left after season 2. We never saw her again. 11 One Foot in the Grave. Yeah, I'm surprised actually this is the top 10.
Yes,
This was actually a good 90s,
it was
like middle of the road sitcom. It was Richard O'Brien, who again, how old was he when this came out? He's
Richard Wilson. Richard O'Brien was Rocky Horror, wasn't he?
Yeah, sorry, Richard Wilson. But like again, he was probably only about early 50s when this, and now because he's in his like mid to late 80s now. But again, he was taking early retirement. So I was thinking, early retirement. It's like. You look like
me.
Again, people were built differently back then. Look at Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. And number 10, we got the IT Crowd.
I thought.
Yeah, I expected it to be high because it's just the when it was made. At least we didn't get fucking Phone Shop. Didn't want to see that.
Hey, I love Phone Shop.
Did you? Oh, do you? Okay.
Apart from the street speak.
Yeah, the white guy trying to be who's a bit of a
trying to be cool.
I was trying to use the white definition for a black person, but it would have sounded too close to the actual. I don't want to get like the stream pulled. So the IT Crowd again. It's kind of gone on to make big stars of. I don't know if she's done anything really since, but Richard Ayoade. He's gone
Yeah, I
on,
like- he
and
got-
obviously
yeah, 'cause-
he's gone on to do bigger things. But
Ben Stiller films.
yeah, very of its time, very 2000, a bit like Phone Shop. It's like tech, dealing with technology. It's very of that time.
Have you turned it on and off again?
Yeah. Number 9, we've got the Vicar Dibley. No.
Yeah, never liked
And
that.
yeah, she took the knee for George Floyd, so fuck her. I don't know if you remember that one. She did. She fucking. There was an episode of Vicar Dibley where she basically did the whole Black Lives Matter thing and bent down on one knee. I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
It wasn't her that took the
Literally
knee
in the
on
fucking-
George Floyd.
She did it. The Vicar Dibley show actually did it, like in a sort of special. I was like, get the fuck out of here now. Number 8, Dad's Army. No,
Yeah.
Dad's Army. No, not for
I
me.
do like a bit of Dad's Army. Not
No.
much. I can't tolerate too much, but
Again, I've got to question the age. So, who was the guy who was granddad?
oh yes,
Clive
He's still
Dunn.
with
Like,
us,
how
isn't
old was no Clive Dunn? Like, Clive Dunn was probably about 40 when they made Dad's Army.
I think he was.
Yeah, I never liked Dad's Army. Again, it's of its time. It's the whole setting for it was just not really my cup of tea. Number 7, Porridge's classic, obviously. I mean,
Before we carry on, you might want to go back to the chats.
okay,
It's filling up again before we get to the big numbers.
yeah.
And upset everyone.
Sorry, I did bring up Home to Roost.
I don't think it's going to appear in this.
Getting a lot of love, and it's not going to be in top 5, is it? Let's face it. Hancock's half hour has to be needs. No, that was way back.
Yeah, surprisingly, that was quite.
After
down
we
the
missed
list.
the entire season of Hail Honey, I'm Home. So
Well, I'll ask you about that.
When was the last Sitcoms? That's really good. Exactly. I'd say probably the In-Betweeners. No, This Country. I'll keep plugging This
Stop
Country.
making this fucking.
No, it's fuck This Country.
Fuck This Country, right?
It's on the iPlayer. It was on BBC Three. It's on the iPlayer. What's three series of it? 3 seasons. Whatever.
Let me make a note.
If you like mockumentaries, you'll love it.
No.
Didn't Hail Honey swiftly get cancelled? I never understood the popularity of Hello either. No, neither did I.
It did go
My
on
wife's
too
got
long.
so I know the feeling. Like the Lola back in the day, doesn't hold up. Is Mel just? Yes, he is still alive. Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah.
he's about 87, 88, I think.
Yeah,
That's
because he always
on
looked.
for me.
He was in Only When I Laugh as well, wasn't he? So
Potter still holds up, and so does Right Down. Yeah, they definitely hold up because they're still showing all the time. I'm not a big documentary guy. Professor, what's up, Professor? Greetings and salutations to you. So nearly top 5 now. Number 6, we've got the Blackadder. So are they not including? They've got to include Blackadder Goes Forth, which is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. But it's, the fact that saying the Blackadder.
Well, yes, they must have separated. Unless it's going to be all 3 are going to be in the top 5.
No, well, because
we haven't had.
You've got to get Fools and Horses.
We haven't had Faulty Towers, Third, or only Fools and Horses yet.
So they're basically class. So I would dismiss the Blackadder, and I would include in the top 100. I would include 4 and 3. Good. I was never a fan of 2. And number 5, Father Ted. Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
I only actually started watching Father Ted after he died. Because it was because he died not very young, didn't he?
Yeah, not very young. Yes,
it wasn't that long. It was like late 90s, I think. So he died not long after finishing filming.
Yeah.
Were they going to carry on with Father Ted?
No, it was done.
So it was done.
They were stopping anyway. They said,
yeah.
And then he died after season 3 before it came out. So.
Yeah.
But there was going to be a musical, stage musical in the West End, but because of what happened to Graham Linehan, it all got cancelled, he did.
Yeah, great. Poor old Graham Linehan, talking biological facts and gets cancelled.
Lost his family, moved the country. Yeah.
Number 4, I did never like Mr. Bean.
No, I've never liked Mr. Bean, I must admit.
Yeah. It was meant to be like a one-off, I think, at the time. I'm sure I watched the very first episode, and I'm sure it was a one-off. And it spawned a actual series.
Hollywood film with Burt Reynolds and everyone.
I could be wrong, but if anyone in the chat remembers it just being one episode, and then the success of that one episode means it became.
It's because there's no talking, no talking in it.
Because I suppose it's probably a bit experimental. There was no guarantee that it would be a success. So we've got 3 shows left. We've got Fools and Horses, Faulty Towers, and
Blackadder Goes Forth.
I don't think that's going to be on it. think it's Faulty Towers. We'll
I
find
guess
out
they
anyway.
put everything in Blackadder, didn't they?
Number 3.
Oh, no.
It is Black. So
It's the 3 of them.
They're keeping the Blackadder separate from
And it's
2,
no
3,
way
and
it's
4.
top 10.
Blackadder goes 4th, I'll say so. That is, if it gets better with each series. So 4's better than 3, 3's better than 2, 2's better than 1. But
yeah,
I mean, Blackadder goes 4th. The final scene is like it's a sitcom, but it gets at your heartstrings. It's not many sitcoms can do that. And just like the whole Rick Mail as Lord Flashheart as well. Stephen Fry, Hugh Laurie. What a cast! I have a cunning plan.
Hello, Professor. Sorry. Right, go on then. Number 2 is.
I think it's going to be Faulty Towers. It is.
Yay!
Yeah. I mean, I do love Faulty Towers, and I still think. I think a lot of people think it's kind of dated, but I don't think it.
It's only 12 episodes, wasn't it, for 2 seasons? So
quality, not quantity. Yeah. And I say it's just every episode. You remember every episode. There's not like it's like Basil the Rat, the hotel inspectors, fire inspection.
Kippers.
It's just like every single episode.
Oh, I do love a woman with spirit.
Yeah. The builders. I mean, the cast obviously is fantastic. The 4 main characters. You've got the Major, the old ladies. I mean, yeah.
I'm doing it. Tell her I'm doing it.
I remember the sort of complaint. Obviously the woke mob got upset about the Major and using the M word in one of the episodes. And he said, well, when they recorded that was in the 70s anyway, so it was different standards. And plus, the joke was on the Major for being bigoted, but the Major had grown up. Had been born in probably the 1800s. So how were they expecting a man born in the late 1800s to behave? It's like, what were they expecting? It's like that's what the joke is on. Look, the Major's old. He's out of touch. Joe Cleese is like a younger guy. He's like, well, that's a bit inappropriate.
Yeah, he does have a shocked expression. He doesn't go, yeah, you're right there.
Yeah. So it's just like, but that's what it is. Well, Faulty Towers, so number 1, obviously, definitely Only Fools and Horses, obviously. I mean, it's my number 1, to be fair.
Now, why isn't Father Ted on the list? Is it because it's Irish made or something? Because it's not British?
We just spoke about it.
Oh, fuck. I'm miles away.
Have you ever a senior moment, Gary?
Yeah.
We literally just spoke about him dying.
Micro naps.
Yeah, so obviously Only Fools and Horses number 1.
If it's not on screen, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the 90s Fools and Horses. For me, it's the 80s. I think the golden era ended that after Jolly Boy's outing.
Yes,
but it's still got it's got elements of like in the 90s which still hold up, but it's just not the same when Raquel moves in to the flat.
Yeah,
it just
and then
doesn't feel the same.
They fall out.
Rodney becomes a little bit more like middle class as well. He kind of stops calling Derek all the time. I'm like, why? The
less said about the comeback after they failed as
millionaires. Well, that was shocking. So yeah, there we have it. Let's just go back into the chat. Good Night Sweetheart is underrated, and Beds of a Feather as well. Beds of a Feather was in there somewhere in the 80s, I think. Blackadder got better as it went along, definitely, yeah. Never thought 10 she would Beds of a Feather.
Nor did I.
Father Ted.
Oh, good.
The first series of Blackadder was a bit crap. It was, yeah, but the others are classic.
Yeah, very lucky it got Ben Elton.
Yeah, old guy on Father Ted reminds me of Blackadder 2 was Diamond. Father Ted is my favourite sitcom after Bottom.
There you go.
Found a complete Blackadder DVD collection. Very cool series.
Lucky. Especially in America.
Yeah, Mr. Bean.
Mexico.
Yeah, so Mr. Bean was a short films at first. What was I thinking more of? What more of a breadhead?
Number 100.
Number 100. Mr. Bean kind of got crappier with each episode. It was like a one-trick pony, really.
It was.
Yeah, Mr. Bean. Yeah, the Americans loved Mr. Bean. They really took to it. Speed Free.
That's Father Ted.
Hello, Faulty Titties. Yeah, Faulty Titties.
Watery Fowls.
Big Tits and the Fastest Milkman in Ireland.
That one was in the nip. Yeah,
Flowery Twats is the best. That was number 12 or 13.
Yeah, it was quite high up.
Torquay, what a dump.
The
I
hanging
beat. I
gardens of
went to
Hamilton.
Torquay. I went to Torquay last year. It was absolutely scorching hot as well.
It's
It was
always
really
busy
good.
there as well.
Yeah, it was mental. One of the biggest Weatherspoons I've ever been in.
Oh, fucking hell, what a slum.
Nicholas Lidd is very posh in real life. Yeah. He got like, yeah, he grew up in some sort of posh village in the Shires somewhere. The IT crowd was not the UK series, like that. Yeah, the IT that was in top 10, wasn't it? Number 11.
It was number 10, was it? Or number 11?
Number 10, number 11, yeah. But that was anyway. That was our top 100 British
Well, it wasn't my
and
list.
Irish sitcoms. Well, not mine, but you know, we didn't agree with a lot of it. Some of it we did, but yeah, just yeah, very, very sort of like I would say it was pretty run of the mill list. There wasn't anything too controversial in there.
Not many from this deck.
Top 10, the top 10 was kind of pretty standard. What I would have expected. But big thank you for everybody who jumped in the chat tonight. Yeah, just easing myself in gently for the live stream again for 2025. Definitely want to be a bit more
The
active
weekly
this
live
year.
streams as advertised on his banner.
I've got a live stream next week.
That's two.
Giant 2025 horror preview.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so that'll be next Sunday, probably about 10 p.m. Hopefully. Dan says that's a few he's left to check out.
Professors.
Uh,
I think the professor when he comes up to it, that's it.
oh, by the way, something that won't interest you guys. Netflix, Monday Night Raw, Netflix, Monday night. Can't wait. Yes.
What is that?
I've
Is
not
it
watched...
Eddie Murphy's coming back for stand-up?
No.
Oh.
You know what Monday Night Raw is. Yeah. So,
you after a few pints.
yeah. So yeah, everyone in the chat, thank you very much for jumping on.
Oh dear.
Thank you for Gareth. Yeah, it'll be big tomorrow. Definitely, Netflix is definitely gonna bring its A game for that. Yeah, so I will hopefully see you next Sunday night with a Giants 2025 horror preview. So
Giant.
I will see you later. Good night.
Bye-bye.